Hi guys, we're back on. Sure, no worries. Let's do lolcat. Right. Thing is, it's fun. The last years I've always said it's all ArcoLinux, and if you've seen the Migrating series, then you know basically it's all Linux. Doesn't really matter on what distro we're on. And I've been playing around with many of these guys. Did not make a video about KOS, so bye bye. But it's possible, anything is possible as long as you have knowledge, and you might get it, or you may get it from ArcoLinux and so many others. Silently and diligently, I've kept working on Ubuntu as a backend. So let's see, in our projects we have a rest folder, and in the rest folder I open to find Ubuntu. Yes, right. And then we boot up. Let's see how far we are now in our script. So the thing is, I find it anyway very interesting to be on a VirtualBox or something else, right? A sandbox where you can just delete, install again, delete, install again, delete, install again, and each time improve on your scripts. And that's fun. I think anyway, that's fun, because then you have an employer or an employee or an assistant or something, right, that just gets whatever distro you're on, makes it perfect for you. And Ubuntu on hardware, right, this is VirtualBox on hardware, really feels fast and not that much updates. So I've been keeping tabs on the updates. On Arch we have gigabytes of updates, so I'll keep updating that particular SSD and see if that's the case as well on Debian. I assume it's not, right? So we need to get our keyboard in. You know, it's hard for us, but we need to get always this AZERTY stuff in. Where are you, Belgium? There he is, right? Next. Yes, we're wired. Install Ubuntu, interactive installation, default installation. This I would do on Real Metal, right? And then off we go. Erase, non-selected, let's just go. And whatever he does doesn't really matter for me, as long as I got an internet and sorry, yeah, internet of course, but as long as I got an operating system as a whole, doesn't really matter what we're on. And we're gonna be on boot EFI, so UEFI ext4. So basically that's exactly the same thing I would have wanted. So copying this file, if you want to have a look and be a little bit of a nerd, you have a look at this, and you see that the names are a bit different. See some icons here. We're coming from Ubuntu Archive BE, so Belgium, so not that far away from me, but that's no guarantee for success. The Sweden servers are actually faster than the ones on Belgium, probably with nodes on the internet and stuff like that, fiber cables, etc, etc. But if you don't mind, if you just want to have a look, you just do this. Spotify shortcut, Telegram, Nextcloud, all applications you may recognize. We can click here, I think. Visual Studio Code, teaching my students yesterday, Visual Studio Code, IDEO Ultimate, PyCharm, GitKraken, all, well, applications that you may or may not recognize that are really at the top, let's say, right? Prefer to use Simple Screen Recorder. The video I'm making now is Simple Screen Recorder, but OBS Studio is a little bit more professional, because you get the link to Twitch and to YouTube and other channels, so you can immediately post there. That's the advantage. The other way is just upload a video, right? And well, it's also on YouTube. All right, Bitwarden, interesting. Alternatives are LastPass, for example, for Bitwarden, Thunderbird, LibreOffice, OpenOffice. There's so many offices. Microsoft Teams, Slack, Access for everyone. That's what Arch is less interested in. And yeah, sure, if you can't see properly, can't hear, can't type, I mean, there are lots of things here that support people, and that's good, right? It's really good that it exists. And there's no intention of ArcoLinux to be more supportive, if you are wondering. So go grab something else, because hey, it doesn't really matter. It is all Linux. So those are the screens that we get. And we have to wait, so let's pause the video. Seems it's time to reboot, so restart now. Depending on the machine you're on, you either need to unplug your USB, the physical one, or in this case press enter. And if it doesn't reboot immediately into the system, you need to go to this thing and say I don't want it here, right? Optical drive is empty, so everything is cool, but sometimes it stays in, and then you have to say I don't want it, right? And then remove disk from virtual drive. Let's boot up. Make sure you're Eric, not live user or something like that. Then you're in the live DVD. View changelog maybe. Next. You can skip for now or enable if you want the pro version. Sure, go ahead, whatever, right? Finish. App Center was here. Help, trash, files, and Firefox. Anything else? Super. Actually, there are two things, Super S and Super A. That's the only things you really need to know. These are the apps, and here's a little bit more. Nothing that amazing, right? So then you need to set everything up, or you go to the applications, or you go to your script, whatever script you have. You go to, in my case, I open data folder, and I'm gonna open here the terminal. Git should be installed. If it's not, sudo apt install git. Then I say yes, go for it. Without git, no life. Git clone https github.com/ArcoLinux Nemesis. Bye, welcome. This is everything for Arch, right? When I run this one on anything Arch based, and it'll figure it out. And in personal, in settings, I have this Ubuntu. And there is more than just Ubuntu. Having a look, what can I do to have a 100% equivalent of ArcoLinux Chadwm on Ubuntu? And I go for one install. All in one is easy for me. I just run this one, and then I say okay, this one, that one, that one, that one. All the files get copy pasted to the right places. So have a look at the code. We're gonna have follow a little bit as well, like this. But this is just a list, but also check at the end, I believe. So I've changed the code over time. So upgrade in the beginning, auto remove at the end, small things. If I want InSync on a real metal machine, I'll download it from HQ headquarters, sudo apt install, just download and then say here it is, a local install. So first it's gonna get Chadwm. This is the sudo apt install, this is the sudo snaps install, this is when I have a Corsair keyboard, not this one, well certainly not in VirtualBox. Apps local is, I have something locally in a folder, I'll install it. Apps PPA is repositories, so add repositories to download it immediately from source rather than from Ubuntu or whatever. And then my personal configurations, I like to have fish, I like to have several things that I change. So that file will set my system exactly the same as ArcoLinux. And then you have a look, right? What do I do with this one? What do I do with that one? We can build and install minstick if we want. Here are packages. Minstick is here as well. So I can do sudo apt install this thing, and I point to this file. It will be installed. So I put in some things in here, I see. Empty PNG, nice image. So when you will log in to Ubuntu, we have this logo at the bottom. and I wanted to change it first with my logo, and then later on I said, nah, it's not nice, I just want it empty, so no logo. So now we see just the ring with the 3 buttons of Ubuntu with black screen and an orange ring, and that's beautiful, right? That's just the way I want it. Keep it simple and stupid. No logo at the bottom saying, hey, we're Ubuntu. I know you're Ubuntu. So that's small things like that, things that don't like that. Go in and change, right? Go in and change it to yourself and say, okay, what file is where and how, and then investigate. In the meantime, let's scroll up a little bit, see if there's anything red in here. Red is often a warning, but can be also telling you it was not installed. That always depends, of course. All right, space. No, space doesn't work. Too bad, have to scroll, but I can take the slider here to the bottom. Let's see, anything special here, here. Okay, so here we're gonna install sudo apt install, things that I want. Get rid of the things you don't want. So install this one, I guess. Apt file a render. Bad cat is actually bad. Okay, so different name in here. Btop, catfish, etc., etc. All these things I'd like to have or play with it. Have is a big word. I want to have Chadwm. I got variety, configuration to change the wallpapers, alacrity, transparency, design for Btop. So yes, what we're doing is nothing is lost. Actually a great sentence for Linux. Nothing is lost. Projects that are abandoned are often forked again and somebody else will work on it. That's often the case. Not always, but often the case. If people believe in a project, they often take it up and say, okay, let's continue with another team. So sure, the code that we've developed in ArcoLinux is in here. We grab stuff from ArcoLinux and make sure it is where it's supposed to be in the Linux directory system, and voila, it works. So the fonts Noto is being installed, so we're gonna be here somewhere, fonts Noto, and it's going down the list, saying yes. I don't want to say yes all the time. Automatically no confirm in Pacman, and that's the fun. We have our own configuration, so my AZERTY keyboard stuff, for example, but other things as well. I think I changed some icons because of the fonts, and we have a few fonts here, and there is the awesome font somewhere, font awesome, very strange name, font awesome. And voila, so I've changed a few of these icons in the bar, so they're nice as well on Ubuntu. And that's actually one of the points, right? We deliver you a configuration of awesome BSPWM, i3, Xmonad, and it's up to you to make it better. If there's a mistake in it, we'll fix it. But design-wise and module-wise or whatever, it's up to you to keep working at it. You have already something that is the major advantage, right? Otherwise it's a black screen and you can't do anything. You have nothing, no key bindings, nothing, no file manager, no terminal. It's impossible to work on. But with our config already, you have a lot of tools already to just keep, well, building upon what we've built. Basically Lego blocks. We've built already a little castle, and you're gonna make the castle better, right? Nicer. Or the tower is gone, you're gonna remove this and then add another tower or a bridge or whatever, right? You know what I mean. You can change it any way you see fit, and that's the thing. And if you make a mistake, then it won't boot. Where is the code? etc always, right? Or also here, etc other locations. It's everywhere Linux. So you go to etc Scale. Let's see what's in here. What they have in here. Control H. That's all they have, right? Bash logout, bash RC profile. That's it. So this will be copy pasted over. If I make another account on this system, that's the only thing they'll get. That's it. And ArcoLinux, you get a little bit more, right? You get a complete bash RC with lots of aliases, etc., etc. Let's wait for everything to install. I can't keep talking. Well, I can, but we won't. Let's pause the video. And sometimes we do find something that's wrong. And here you see unable to locate package. And the actual name is not GNOME Software Snap, but GNOME Software Plugin Snap. So that has been corrected. The Flatpak was okay, was all right. So things like that. It is a script, and scripts will improve and will also break. If they change the name and I don't know it, well, it won't install. Simple. So you need to keep track of these things. So from time to time, you have to adapt a file or something like that. In the rest, I don't see anything reddish. But it's good that we have something in the video. So naming, of course, is important. Everything has to be okay. And here we're gonna go for the next script. So snap. So the colors help. So I know, okay, now it's a new thing. And I'm checking if the Corsair. No, there is no Corsair, so the package will not be installed. Now we're going for design. Design is just icons and themes and stuff like that. The Arc theme is there, of course. Pipata cursor is there, of course. So installing icons done. And now we're gonna go for local installation. So the files in the packages folder, or the applications in the packages folder, will be installed, and on it goes, right? Local install done. Now we go to the PPA, so that's sort of a repository that's been added. And if we add things, then we update the database, and then we can say install Sublime Text straight from there, right? Not from whatever. I believe it was on the Snap Store and didn't work. Well, it did work, I think. It was Spotify, didn't work. Sublime Text worked, but the icons, of course, are not okay. Anything Snap will never follow the icon theme you have. That's a major disadvantage, but it is the way it is, right, for years. And then we go fast fetch, we install that. Spotify client here. We go to fish. So now in the personal stuff, I'd like to go to fish. So another shell with files and design and whatever you want, right? You copy paste it over. This is a minimal thing for bash, but it will be more in fish. To fish we go. And then you're on a virtual machine, skipping VirtualBox, template not copy pasted over. So don't do that. We're going to get ArcoLinux application. I'm gonna put it and make sure it works. It is possible. HBlock, we love it. And all these, oh, how many? Ooh, 450,000 blocked domains that can't bother us with spam or tracking or anything like that. Personal choices done. We remove things. 3 not upgraded, he says. Let's see. Sudo apt install upgrade. Right. What was I expecting, right? Sudo apt upgrade. Good morning to you. What do we have? Oh yeah, so it's all good. It's about the pro thing. If it's enabled, we don't. And it's about phasing deferred due to phasing, and that's also okay. So those are okay. There's no need to change my script. Super S, if you don't like to go there, Super S, then you have the button, and then you log out or restart. Let's do a restart. We've installed lots of stuff. So that's the thing, right? That's the joy of a virtual machine. You can play around it as much as you want, and there will be no problem, no issue. And it is the logo at the bottom there that I don't want to see. So on a real metal machine, it will not show at all. It will just show the logo. Enfin, let's go. I have to wait and think, of course. Here I need to change to Chadwm and then press enter and hope for the best. There's our bar. Variety is kicking in. I'm waiting for Variety to show something. There he is. Another one. Ctrl-Alt-T should kick in. Ooh, it's not. Ctrl-Alt-Enter. If that happens, it means the sexy hotkey daemon is not running. Now, one of the things maybe I was thinking of doing is going for a build of Chadwm at the end, again after every installation. So we start with install Chadwm, and in the end there is nothing anymore, right? At the end there is no rebuild of Chadwm. So I have been doing that on some distro. I've done a dozen or so distros where we can navigate to with Chadwm, but I don't think I've done it in Ubuntu. And here's the result, right? Sexy hotkey daemon either is this guy, but as you see, I can't really go to Super D, Super Shift D, Rofi. These are all key bindings, F1, F2, F3. There is, these guys should work. No, they don't work because it's sexy hotkey daemon. Super enter, none of these guys work. The only thing I can click is on these guys up here, which doesn't help me. Powerful control is here. Super Q, minstick, we can check that well as well. If we're here, right? Minstick is not installed, so I want it. I need to do sudo apt install minstick. But I'm thinking the best approach is probably gonna be going to TTY. And if I can't log in, what was the reason again? Fish was the reason. Last time I had this, there was an error with fish. So Ctrl R. Let's see, go to Ubuntu. Trying to do everything in a script. Everything has to be perfect, right? There is no room for error. Back to Ubuntu. Let's see if fish is actually working. Ctrl T. So it's green, so I guess it is. I'm gonna check anyway. Fish is correct, but here we see something that I say, I want to check that. Sudo nano etc users, I guess. Or was it password? It was password. Sudo password, passwd, and then there might be an error here. There you go, right? So it says home Eric. That's wrong. This one is wrong. So whatever I did in the script, let's have a look. I should fix it. So data, ArcoLinux, personal settings, Ubuntu. Maybe it's different on a real metal and not sure. We could test that, huh? Just another installation. In personal, is that what I want it to be? Open with Sublime Text forever. Open. At the bottom somewhere we say to fish. I must find something different, a better way to change it, because it's not the first time. Here, find me bash and replace it with user bin fish. This is user bin fish. So he found bin bish, probably that, or bin bash. So he found probably that. He found this bin. Escape it. So this should be correct. Bin bash user bin fish should be okay. Yes, I know you can do things like sudo change shell and then Eric minus shell and then say where it is. This should work. It didn't work, and that's why I went to this thing, but it should be correct. So bin bash, I changed bash into this, where I should change bin bash into this. That's all. That's why it was not booting up. Had it before. So let's pause the video, change my code and put it online. Let's pause here. Voila, the new code has been changed. Let's test it out by changing this to bin bash. This is what used to be there. Control X, yes please. Sudo reboot. I'll be on bash now. And that's the thing, right? You need to know the files, and I've learned everything on Arch, and I extrapolate the knowledge to this one, and it really doesn't matter what you're on as long as you get it, right? This is still fish, I think. So let's see what can. No, it's bash, all right. It was green, but that's all that it is, bash. So the thing is now, the script that I've now pushed online is now correct. And that's the fun, right? In all these machines, you just keep on testing, testing, testing. You can run it twice, but just type in the correct password. And we open it again. And well, we have key bindings, aliases, but not here. So sudo nano etc password. Let's see if it was okay now. Still something wrong. Yeah, sure, Eric. How stupid can you be? Did you do a git pull? Did you do a git pull? Maybe not now. Kind of forgot to get the git pull. So how about you try it again? Yes, I will. So git pull, get the new code in. There you go. Up. Test it again. Wait for it. I think it's already done. Here we are. Home Eric user bin fish. Okay. Let's see if that works. Let's restart. And that's the thing, right? If you're not, if you don't have enough knowledge, that's of course one thing. But if you don't have enough patience, that's another thing. And you gotta be a little bit analytical, right? You gotta think, what could be the cause of? Let's go. Ctrl-Alt-T. Suddenly works. Super Shift Enter suddenly works. Super S suddenly works, right? It's a lot of things. Super D, I mean. Super D and Super Shift D and Super Q and Super Shift Q and Alt T for less power. Missing you, never ever, don't be afraid. Alt N, right? Beautiful. The only thing I'd like to not see is this one. DE is German. There is nothing that has to do with German on my machine, but okay. Ubuntu has been like that for the last decade. Probably it will never change, right? Just deal with it. So there you go. You got yourself a Ubuntu. I've improved the script a little bit. Super F. Super D, sorry. I always Super F is full screen. Let's have a look. So the things that do not have this colored icon theme are basically apps that are out of the scope of Linux. So Snap. Things that have been installed via other means will be, well, not following the icon theme ever until you build it yourself. But that's not okay. That is not bad. I mean, Super D is often my choice. And just go typing. I want to go for printing. Printer. System config is better. This one, right? And see what prints that I can make a connection to my printer, basically. And once it's done, right? Discord for everything is now installed. Not this one, I think. So Minstick, if I want it, I'll go and install it. Ubuntu Chadwm is here already. Here's a package. Here's Minstick, and I say sudo apt install this Minstick thing. And once installed, I think I built this one myself. I don't know, don't recall. I have this build install Minstick thing. We do get something as a message, this one, so maybe if somebody knows what this is, but don't think it's a problem since I can burn my USBs, ISOs, or have an actual USB to format. So both of them are available. Super D, Minstick, image writer, stick formatter. All right, have fun with, well, first of all, the knowledge that we do not depend on ArcoLinux. We can migrate to any Linux system. So last 2 years was all about it's all ArcoLinux. But in the migrating series, you see we do not depend on Arch at all. We can go to Debian and Solus and so many more. And that's the fun. Basically the fun I get from this is I'm in control. I am in control. I decide where I will have my desktop. All right, cheers.